She is a woman of words. She illustrates everything she says. Our conversation begins with Professor Mirembe Ntangaare explaining a research she is conducting on names.
Most children of the middle class people are born here in the city. They grow, actually I normally tease them, they grow up in the flats. They get a name like Mirembe or Kembabazi. And then when you ask what does that name mean, nobody knows, actually they don't know.
The study focuses on the meaning and the reasons for names or lack of it.
When you say, for example, Vinshobiri, in my language, Vinshobiri is things, I'm confused, things are too complicated for me to untangle. So do you expect that child to untangle the puzzles of life?
Professor Mirembe is the firstborn in her family and her parents were teachers. She went to various primary schools and then Bweranyangi Secondary School in Bushenyi district. The young Mirembe made her first journey to Kampala in October 1984 after admission to Makerere University.
We had agreed to go and visit another friend of ours who was staying in Africa Hall. For us, we are in Mary Stewart Hall. And I think we kept going around. Now when I look around, I don't even know where we go to roast, or why we should get roast.
The 51-year-old is now an associate professor of drama at the university. She specializes in playwriting and production. She thinks our education system is problematic.
Because our system is still saying that you have to pass academically. I wish we could have an education system actually which discovers your potential and your talents when you are still young, and they only nurture those ones to make you come out the person you want to be.
On a typical early morning and weekend, you will find her writing. She learned to use her day maximally at one seminar.
If you want really to be successful with your day's work, better start with the huge stones or the huge tasks.
Professor Mirembe has over 14 books to her name, but she is disappointed that Ugandans do not read much.
If there was no school, there will be no reading culture anywhere, anything to call reading culture. Because I think people are reading because they are being forced.
She feels many people prefer speaking and listening to writing.
If we don't write down, and this is where the danger is, it means nobody will read from us because we shall die with what we have.
The Drama Don is heavily involved in theatre and currently chairs Board of Trustees of the Uganda National Cultural Centre, comprising the National Theatre and the National Art Gallery. But she has not done much acting herself.
Because when you're on stage, you're another character. If it demands that you dress half dress or dress in a night dress or whichever character you take on, then of course you have to play it. And then I don't want to be caught up in those challenges.
Her husband, John Bosco Ntangaare, is an examinations officer with the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda. They do not have a biological child, but have raised many children.
Of course, you ask God, what did I do wrong? Why me or why us? If God is kind to us, maybe He will give us our own child. I don't know, because the doctors actually say they don't see a problem. But now, of course, we are both growing old, and of course, maybe me as a woman, I'm also growing old.
They could be childless, and that has broken many marriages, but the couple has been married for 20 years. She is Anglican, and while her husband is a Roman Catholic, they have learned that mutual respect is the secret to making their marriage work despite their differences.
We met when we were 30 years, both of us. Now, he has a culture, a personality, a tradition or a history behind him of 30 years. The same with me. So certainly if you don't understand or if you don't give way to each other, then you are bound to crash, and you are bound, of course, to fight, and you are bound to disagree.
Professor Mirembe believes that trust is the glue that keeps a marriage intact.
Because once actually you start doubting and saying, where is he, where is she, whom is she talking with, who has called at this time, I think that is the very beginning of the marriage disasters.
She is an optimist and sees hope in every situation. That explains why she doesn't remember many sad days, and those she remembers, she channels the pain into her artworks.
I've created many pieces, of course some of them not yet published, out of situations which would have maybe sat on me and caused tension and caused stress.
Professor Mirembe is not just concentrating on personal writing, she also mentors young people in essay writing.
Specifically because we find problems at the university for people who don't know how to express themselves.
She is passionate about photography, cooking, gardening, writing and understanding people. You cannot miss the books, musical instruments, audio books, paintings and ornaments in our house. There are theatre props too.
It's too big or too small?
My hair.
Oh, yeah. I think artists are the most exploited. They are just hired, and even the hiring is not with any contract anywhere.
She looks up to politicians like Nelson Mandela, Janet Museveni, Rebecca Kadaga, and playwrights Byron Kawadwa, Sarah Mboa, Robert Serumaga, and Shakespeare, as well as her grandmother and parents. Professor Mirembe is a member of the Lions Club of Kampala.
Because service for us means that when you do something which makes a difference in somebody's life.
Her advice to young women:
whatever slice of life you have, try to make the best out of it.
She would like to see a literal world, a world where people freely write their life stories to help others take lessons or overcome similar struggles. Josephine Karungi, NTV.